Hello BookTube, I'm Vanessa and today I'm here to do the TBR book tag. So this book tag was created, I believe, by a pair of bloggers. One is called A Perfection Called Books and one is called Dana Square. I will leave a link to the blog post down below, but the questions are all about your TBR. The first question is, how do you keep track of your TBR pile? And I just keep track on Goodreads, which makes it really easy. The only thing that's not on Goodreads though is I have a lot of like physically owned books that I didn't ever input onto Goodreads. The second question is your TBR pile mostly print or ebooks? And this question is kind of irrelevant to me because I don't really care or have a specific medium that I want to read that book in, and I'm just gonna end up reading it in like whatever format my library has it in, basically. The third question is, how do you determine what book on your TBR you want to read next? And I mean, for me, I don't really get to choose, just like the pressure of the world chooses for me. The next question is the book that's been on your TBR the longest, and the first books I ever added to my Goodreads TBR, at least since I started BookTube, were Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre, and I added them at the same time, so they're tied. The next question is a book that you've recently added to your TBR, and this is gonna take a while for me to scroll down this page. There's like 5,000 books on here. Alexa, play the Jeopardy theme. Okay, so the most recent book I've added to my TBR, I actually just added to it about an hour ago, so you would think I would have remembered that, but no. That is how much of a hot mess my whole TBR situation is. But that book is called Mooncakes. It is a graphic novel that is a story of love and demons, family, and witchcraft. I actually don't know anything else about this book. I just saw that Leah from Drums of Autumn added it on her TBR and gave it a good rating, and I thought the cover was cute, so I just clicked want to read because that's how we live our lives here. The next question is a book that's on your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover, and I think as we've just established, there's probably going to be several. Just scrolling through, I know I added Vengeance Road because of that. We've got Eleanor by Jason Gurley, The Butcher's Hook by Janet Ellis, The Watchmaker of Filigree Street, The Grace Keepers by Kirsty Logan. I could go on and on. We could just keep going down this list, man. The next question is a book on your TBR that you never plan on reading. And honestly, I feel like I do a pretty good job of going through and like deleting things when I no longer care about them. I might say though, this Air Awakens book, I think that's only on my TBR because it was like a giveaway, and sometimes you have to add it to your TBR to enter the giveaway. I don't know if I actually have any interest in that book. So the next question is a book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. I mean, which one? Again, we could just be going down the list because I'm so behind on so many like really popular books that everyone loves. But I think I'm gonna have to say Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, just because I haven't read that yet. But sadly, I feel like I could have also used this book for the book on your TBR that you're never going to read, because I probably won't. The next question is a book on your TBR that you are dying to read, and like all of them. That's why they're on my TBR. I'm just gonna go through and call out a couple. The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black, Viper Wine by Hermione Eyre, An Enchantment of Raven, Sorcery of Thorns, which are both on my TBR for August, My Best Friend's Exorcism, The Iron King, Daughter of the Siren Queen, Circe of Ice and Shadows, The Kingdom, House of Salt and Sorrow, The King of Crows. Wow, now we're just getting like down to the most recent ones, which of course are like that I'm like most still excited about because I just added them, so you know. Okay, and then the last question is how many books are on your Goodreads TBR shelf, and I currently have 325 books, but again, that doesn't count some of the ones that are just on my physical TBR shelf that I have not input into Goodreads yet. So that's the tag. I know it's kind of fun to like commiserate about our TBRs and be like, oh, my TBR is too big, I'm never gonna get to read all the books on my TBR and stuff, but I actually don't mind it. I really kind of like having a big TBR, and I don't feel the need to like limit or control what I put on my TBR, because to me, I would rather have a bunch of books on my TBR that I never get to than be too stingy about what I'm gonna add to it and miss out on a book that I would have really loved or like forget about a book. So I really appreciate having a big TBR, and I'm so thankful that we have something like Goodreads to keep track of everything so easily, because I love knowing that if I hear about a book I really want to read, I don't have to read it right that minute. I can save it for later and not take the risk of forgetting about it or forgetting to come back to it, you know? So yeah, that is it for this tag. I really enjoyed doing it, and I would like to tag Allie from Hardback Hoarder, Allie Corvair Books, and Becca and the Books. Also, I would love to hear from everyone. Let me know in the comments how many books are on your Goodreads TBR if you have one. I would love to know that information for science. And other than that, I hope you liked this video, and I hope that I get to talk to you soon. Bye!